Vanakkam, greetings of the day. The topic that I'd like to discuss today is how to survive in the educational scenario. What could be the prime factors or prime responsibilities that you could shoulder in order to survive for the next 20 to 40 years in the educational field? To be very candid, one um, who wants to survive currently in the currently before and after pandemic, I could find that mostly after pandemic, people are trying to showcase their excellence in the form of presenting their skills in teaching. But on the hidden side, behind the screen, blowing one's trumpet and blowing someone's trumpet, being flattering to your superiors or to your colleagues for your own survival would not give you a long run, or it wouldn't take you to much heights. That's a real fact. Because I could find, like in the past 11 years of my service, I could see that almost 80 to 90% of the members in the teaching fraternity are trying to find themselves in a position where they perform all sorts of politics to suppress someone whom they feel is their competitor, or whom they feel actually would be their threat for the survival. Rather than spending like, to those people, my advice is, rather than spending your time on suppressing someone's growth, it's better you can compete in a constructive methodology and then try to survive. It's not about survival. Try to be numero uno, means number one in the market. The institutes are into a job hunt to identify perfect people to take up the responsibility so that the institute is positioned in a very good NRF ranking. NBA is nowadays more or less easy to achieve. When you target NBA, then it is quite easy to target or achieve your NAC accreditation. But the institutes are nowadays stopping themselves by being accredited by the government institutes for their ranking. Do not stop there. Your accreditation should not stop with an NBA or a NAC or an ISO or something like an accreditation institutes or the certificates provided by the UGC or AICTE approval. It shouldn't stop there. You need to identify the accreditation programs by far more exceeding autonomous bodies. So if you want to survive, if you, in the sense, those teaching fraternity who would have been thinking an opportunity for them to survive in the current educational scenario, then I can easily say that you must be someone who must take multiple roles and responsibilities by taking much higher risk. Because if you feel that your risk of a job, if a risk of a job loss is much higher, then you need to take a risk much higher than that to keep it continuing, or your job is alive. So what could be done? Any institute nowadays looks up basically into three criteria. When you feel that your teaching is good and you have presented very well inside the class and the feedback of the students is more than enough for your survival, it's not. When online certifications and classes have come, teaching has become the tertiary evaluation component. You are into an engineering institution because you are judged to be a good teacher. If you have failed to be a good teacher, then I do not have any comment on that. A teacher should always be a marksman in a subject that you handle. You must go inside the class with a content that is far, far beyond what is being put up in the textbooks. The moment you stop referring to a local author books, you are stepping into the first stage that you are the right researcher in a teacher. So try to choose a well-versed textbooks, get inside the class with a pedagogic methodology and teach. That is somewhere different. If you have implemented it already, then your next stage has to be mentoring and counseling the students. See to that you have got an evaluation method of how to quantify the performance of a student. That is again a mandatory thing, which is not a hidden rule. And that is not being evaluated by a management, again on your performance, based on which your perks will be enhanced. But where does the management look at your performance? They look at three different portions of the job. One, are you a good researcher? Are you someone who can seek funds and then put the stature of the institute in a global scenario? Are you someone who can seek funds in highlighting or becoming an advertiser or a marketing agent of the institution through different functions such as conference, seminars, webinars, workshops, whatever it is? Are you trying to seek funds and then organize something for the institute so that the institute is projected in different social platforms and technical platforms? If you are so, then you are crossing the 25% mark of becoming a complete person. Now, what should be the second step that you should take? You must be someone who should be conversing very well by means of language, which is a linguistic approach, and by means of your body language again. Like you need to have a very strong personality trait, wherein you must be someone who should be able to present the institute's performances over a public forum. In other words, you should be a placement support trainer or a placement coordinator or a placement officer. Every institute wants such a kind of a person. Try to be one. Enhance your communication skills. Try to project the institute on a positive note. If there is something negative, then become an analyzer. Try to abolish such negative things. Right? When you are someone who can find a solution to something that is negative, then you become the head of the department. Right? You must be a senior faculty member. Even if you are a fresher, I know. I have grown up to be one of the freshers. I have been working with RMK Engineering College, Valamal Institute of Technology, SA Engineering College, and currently I'm just doing my research portion in University of Pretoria. I'm learning every time because of the fact that I earned many competitors who tried to suppress my talents. I'm very open about what I'm telling. It is not accusation. I'm very serious about being loyal and truthful in what I'm saying. I can challenge to every versions of people who ever comment saying that I wasn't challenged, but I'm sure, because tree that bears the fruit is the one that faces the stones being pelted at it. I am a fruit bearing tree and I know it. So when I am a young teacher or a young lecturer or a newly joined educational or teaching fraternity, I always had a vision that one day I'll be a senior person where I must deliver something that I should be very much special. So I trained myself from my first year of job. That is what a young researcher should have or a young teacher should have. I could see that kind of an ambition or a vision missing from most of the new freshers or the new joinees. So placement was my first target, research was my second target. Once I could accomplish these two, then the third step that you must be well versed with is the accreditation processes. If you can understand what the accreditation process means, then you will know how to professionalize your department, your student, your fellow colleagues, in an overall the institute. When you are doing that, then the quality of the institute grows. When the quality of the institute grows, then the society around it has its quality enhanced. So the vision should be on the society on the whole, as a whole. You focus on what the institute could contribute to the society. If you are focusing on that, and if you are working on that, if you can curtail to the problems and solutions and provide solutions to such things, then you are naturally emerging as a leader. A true leader is someone who can provide solutions to the problems rather than just merely identifying the problems and then presenting it, that this is the problem and this is the gap. One who identifies the problem, presents it, and then tells that we could try it, we could experiment it, we could do a research on it and then find a possible solution of it, then you are becoming someone who keeps your finances behind and who's wise enough to understand that your growth and the institution's growth obviously enhances your financial stability. You are now stable for the job. The management is not worried who you are. The management is not worried about the caste, the creed, the race, the sex, or whatever you are, or which group you form. If you are a kind of a duck who can lay golden eggs, then they're ready to take you. They don't worry what way you are going to bring productivity to the institution. As long as you have got the right trend, the right mindset to improvise, they respect you. There are often cases where the heads, when I mean the heads, which means the appointed leaders, the head of the department, the principal, or whoever is being there, it has become a myth stating that the heads had to put down their heads, heeding to what the management says. But always remember, the management doesn't boss over people. If the heads have the right composition in their head, if they can prove that they are the much better resource that they ever have seen, and you have proved it right, they'll give you complete freedom. And they are always ready to spend to retain you for their growth. It's always a business. I'll always say not to get attached to a working place. But always remember, do not be a rolling stone. Do not have too much of expectation. Be someone who's deliberate, who must always be wise. Stay over there, wait for your time. Wait for the time, wait for the chances, wait for the opportunities. But when you get an opportunity and when you are presenting yourself, someone comes and then takes away your opportunities and then goes over there, do not complain. You must be a marksman in presenting yourself. Plan well, put it up together. When an opportunity comes in front of you knocking your door, present it. Present it in a way that nobody ever has presented it, and someone should set you as the target. They must keep you as the standard. If you find someone who is going to keep you as a standard, keep him as an accomplice. Take him as your accomplice. If you are a good leader, make him grow. The moment you make him grow, he supports you well. See to that you put him 2 and get back 4. If you at least get back 2, remember, if he becomes the head of the department, then you become the head of the institution sooner. Or you will be recognized to a very good position. Now, these 3. If somebody is not a good researcher, if somebody is not a good speaker or an orator, if somebody doesn't know how to manage or visualizes the growth of the institution through accreditation process, then there is one more that someone can take to get stabilized for some extended period of time, which is examination cell coordinator. These four pillars can help a person get bigger and bigger. Your stature becomes mammoth. I'll obviously say that when you are going into these four pillars, then you'll obviously face multiple repercussions for your decision taking. Don't worry about the repercussions, the effects there. When you take up a role, remember to put in the SWOT analysis: strength, weakness, opportunities, on threats, and then do a cause effect analysis. These two in parallel, keep it up over there, and then choose how you are going to plan and implement. Never ever bow down. Keep up your self-respect. Never bow down to anybody. If you are knowledgeable, if you are strong, if you are brave, if you have courage, and you can do wonders by yourself, then be independent. Be a leader, show path. You must be the one who must show the path and not be a follower. Do this. And I can guarantee you that people come in search of you for the job to be offered, rather than you going behind someone and identifying or seeking references to get into a job. I identified my hidden potential, and I do not have a very strong weight on my head, thinking that I will be called for an interview. I'm not waiting for anybody to call for an interview. I still say that whatever I have learned now is not even 0.1%. If I am being provided with the responsibility of being a principal to an institution or a head of the department of an institution, I am going to be a continuous learner. I take this opportunity to express my experience, my emotions towards the job, my passion towards the teaching, overall, my passion towards the country and countrymen and the society, to contribute, to provide them whatever I have learned as a passionate engineer and a teacher. I thank everybody for this opportunity. I hope whatever has been presented in this video is not accusative on anybody. I'm not pinpointing it to any people, but it's the real facts and figures which you can consider around you. Look at the ambience around you, and you may compare it, grow yourself, and have a team along with the members whom you can take when you are growing, enhance their skill sets, and become a very good leader. Wish you a great time ahead. Happy learning, and wish you all the best. Success is your next step. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.